All right, doing another glide shot video analysis for my friend and athlete Mitchell. Mitchell is just wrapping up his college track career, and like a lot of schools out there, his school does not have a throws coach. So he is helping out with some of the younger throwers, and this is one of those throwers. So Mitchell emailed me the other night, and I'm going to take a look at this throw here. We have a classic case of what I call jumping and throwing. So there are some people who switch their feet because they have to, because it's a natural movement, because it's their way of staying in the circle, because they apply so much power that they can't help but leave the ground. And then there are some people who simply jump and throw. And Mitchell is having a really hard time getting this kid to not jump and throw. So we're going to take a look and see what might be going on here. All right, and remember, with all of these throws, you can take a look at these videos and really start to pick apart what might be going wrong with your technique as well. So I don't do these video analysis sessions just to show people, what someone else is doing wrong. I show you this so that you can learn almost like a coach and start to apply some of these lessons to what you may currently do. All right, so let's take a look here at this throw and just to kind of in full speed see what it looks like. Full speed meaning slow. He sent it in slow motion, but without going frame by frame. So wowee, look at that jump and throw. That is classic jump and throw material. So you can see the starting position is pretty darn good, but the end of that throw, we have your classic jump and throw type position. And I know Mitchell, I've worked with him for years since he was in high school. He himself was a very good thrower, and he's having a heck of a hard time trying to figure out what's going on here. So let's take a look and see what might be causing this big jump and throw, because Mitchell's been telling this guy, look, stop jumping. And the guy's telling Mitchell, more than likely, well, I can't. It just happens. I don't know what to do. So let's take a look. Whoa, Nelly. Hold up. What just happened there? All right, so let's take a look. So we're going to get this guy going here. See, he starts in a pretty good position. He brings the knees together. The toe comes pretty close to the heel. I'd like to see it in a little bit more, but he does a great job of staying low, staying crouched down, and he keeps his left arm pretty long. He doesn't really use his left arm to get across the circle, and that's what I like to see. So as we go a little bit forward here on the video, we kind of go in frame by frame. You can see he pushes off the right heel. Does a pretty good job pushing off the right heel, but this left leg is not fully extended. You can see how the left leg kind of starts low, goes up in the air, and it kind of becomes almost like a donkey kick. He's not really doing a good job of getting full extension with that left leg and driving that left foot across the circle. He's got that big bend in his knee right here. I'd love to see this leg a little bit straighter. What that's going to do by improving that kick, by improving that explosiveness out of the back, it's going to get this athlete into the front half of the circle. So right there, his right foot touchdown. You can kind of see here, maybe not so much in the YouTube video, but the midpoint of the circle is like right there. So if we were to draw a line straight across, the midpoint of the circle is probably right here at the tip of my cursor. And you can see he's off by, I'd say close to a foot. I'd love to see him on the inside of that circle. And if we did that, number one, we're going to be a lot closer to the toe board. But number two, it's going to prevent what's going to happen here. So what starts to happen, you can see he drops the heel a little bit, and this is very similar to the last glide analysis that I did under this channel, which you can go back and look at. He drops that heel. Now he does a good job of keeping his weight back. His weight does start to shift onto his left a little bit, but unlike the last video where the guy throwing really shifted weight, this guy doesn't do too bad of a job. So when he enters the power position, when this left foot touches down right here, you can see he's still in a pretty good power position. I'd love to see him a little closer to the toe board. Imagine if we move this right foot in by about a foot. This left foot would be over here, about a foot closer to the toe board. That would be a much better position. But we've got two things that are going to start to happen here. Number one, we're in a bad heel-toe position. So he has sort of, it looks like he did his glide back nice and straight, but this left foot is going to cut him off. So he's not going to be able to get his hips all the way around because he's in a bad heel-toe position. So I want this left foot to get a little bit closer to the left sector line. Not on the left sector line, but a little bit closer. If the middle of the toe board is 6 o'clock and the left sector line is, say, 5 o'clock, I want him at like 5:30, right in between this black line on the toe board and 6 o'clock. That left foot should be in there somewhere, and you can tell it's actually on the opposite side of 6 o'clock. So his left foot is lined up here. I want it lined up over there. So we got to get this left foot in a better position. What that's going to do is he's going to be able to get his hips all the way around. So we kind of got two things going on here. Number one, his left leg is preventing his hips from coming all the way around. Number two is he does nothing with this right leg. So he starts to shift his weight, starts to open that left arm. This is a guy throwing a little over 50 feet, I believe. But notice how this right leg hasn't done anything. He's not pivoting on this right foot. He's not turning this right knee, right hip, right foot all as one unit. We want to see this start to turn down the middle of the throwing sector. So start to turn this right knee, turn this right hip, and point them down the middle of the sector. You can see it doesn't really do anything. So see how his left side is moving, but his right leg isn't really doing much. It's not until we get here where we start to see that right knee and that right toe start to turn, but it's too late. Now he knows, again, instinctively, this is a college thrower. He's probably been throwing for 4 or 5 years at this point. He knows when we get here, what do you got to do? When you get here, you've got to get your hips down the middle. But because he turns his hips so late, and because he's blocking himself off with this left foot, what do you think's going to happen? How's he going to get those hips around? Well, if he wants to get the hips around, he's got to leave the ground. So now his hips are all the way around and down the middle. But this is the result of, number one, not turning the right foot, knee, and hip down the middle. And number two, being closed off. Now his hips are around. Where do you think his left foot's going to land? Way the heck over here. Right foot. Boom. We just did the old jump and throw. And we don't want to jump and throw. We want to push through the ground, get full extension of our lower body, get the hips up, nice big release angle. So let's work backwards. There's the shot leaving his hand. Okay, if we want to keep those feet on the ground here, what do we have to do? Number one, let's fix the position of this left foot. Let's get the left foot a little bit closer to 5 o'clock. So that way he's not blocking himself off. Number two, let's start working on turning the right knee and the right hip down the middle of the throwing sector earlier. Okay, don't sit here on this right foot. See how this right foot, right knee, right hip hasn't done anything? They haven't moved in a bunch of frames. Watch. Right knee, right toe, right hip, they don't do anything this whole time. Watch his left arm, his left side move, his right side does nothing. So we got to get a lot more active with that right side. Okay, but you can't do that until you fix your foot position. So fix the foot position first, get a lot more active with that right side, and big explosive extension with this left leg to help him get across the circle even better. Okay, so you got 3 things to work on with this guy, Mitchell. But if you fix all 3 of these things, they're all related. So start in the back of the circle. What are we going to do? We're going to get full extension with this left leg. Okay, what's that going to do? That's probably going to help him get further into the circle, and it's going to help his position when he lands near the toe board, closer to 5 o'clock. Then he'll be able to turn his right knee. Then he won't be jumping anymore. All right, so it's all connected. So that's what I want you to do. So again, Mitchell, thank you for sending in the video. It was great hearing from you again. Hopefully everything is going good for you. I know you're getting toward the end of your throwing career, but you know you had a heck of a career. So now you're moving on, doing a bit of coaching, which is great. Continuing to grow the family tree of coaches that have worked with me over the years. So keep up the good work. Let me know if you have any questions. Anybody else, if you have questions, if you have videos that you want me to analyze, there's 2 ways to do it. You can email me. Just go to elitethrowscoaching.com to find my email address. Email me your video, and I'll do it for free, but it takes a little over a week for me to get to the free ones. Or you can pay for a video analysis, $37. Pay for the video analysis, and you can actually get it in 24 to 48 hours. All right, so that's what I got for you today. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.